Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Tom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. This is episode 262 of the Music Mondays podcast. I hope you're well. Hope you're chilling. Hope you had a good week, my friends. But we are here live and in color for episode 262. I'm your host, Tom Slays. And like I said, welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. So, pretty stacked show for us this week. Lots of Patreons, lots of submissions, lots of good stuff going down. Outside of that, we have some weekly recap stuff to go through, and then we're gonna dive into some recruiting stuff. We're gonna talk exclusives, all that good jazz, right? We have a few things to go through here on the show. So, let's get into it, my friends. I am down. All right, so let's kick off with some weekly recap jazz, yeah? So these are the things that you missed at Music Mondays over the last 7 days or so. So let's dive in. Actually, a pretty busy week for us. But let's see here. So per usual, Music Monday's basic logo t-shirts are still available and in stock. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges. So again, if you're interested in purchasing one of those, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. $20 including shipping, United States only. Just so you guys don't get destroyed by shipping costs overseas and whatnot, right? So outside of that, following that, every single Tuesday following the live show, you can catch the full rebroadcast of the Music Mondays podcast on our Patreon in full quality. If you want to download it, you want to record it, you want to clip it, anything like that, that is available on our Patreon every single Tuesday following the live show. So again, if you want the high quality upload over there on Patreon, that is available first for those of you over there. Let's see, and then of course submissions open for the following week's show every single Tuesday. So again, if you're interested in submitting for episode 263 of the Music Mondays podcast, submissions will be live tomorrow, February 3rd, 2026. And if you're watching this anywhere else, submissions are already open, so definitely go drop your links and portfolios for sure. Heading into Wednesday, we dropped some early access Patreon content as well over there for you guys, so that kind of got stacked up as well. And then, of course, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. So, again, make sure you're following us on social media to stay up to date with all of our submissions for our playlist, the podcast, and all that good jazz. But again, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. And then, of course, we cap off Wednesday with a little bit of a audio podcast promo over there on our socials. So, again, make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date. We got Ghost coming in the chat with a Prime for 13 months. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you so much for the Prime for 13. Let's fucking get it, baby. Welcome on in, Ghost. Happy Monday. Let's fucking get it, baby. Much love. Thank you so much, King. Appreciate you. Welcome back to the squad and family, my friend. So that was Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, April 2025 Patreon appreciation is available on all of our social media. So again, definitely go check that out and go show love to all of our Music Mondays Patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful. We're chugging along for the for the backlog of our Patreon appreciation, so bear with us. But you should see May and June go up relatively soon as well for that. So that'll be something to look out for sure. And again, heading into Thursday, deeper into Thursday, we do have a brand new YouTube upload. Community feedback number 30 actually is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. If you missed that segment last week, that is our monthly segment here on the show where I kind of give you guys an opportunity to, share what you want to see on the Music Mondays podcast, who you want to see. You want to see us talk about tips and tricks and things like that. Community feedback is the place for that, so definitely go check that out and go show that some love. How's you? I'm good, my friend. We're good. We're on another W Monday train, that's for sure. But community feedback number 30 is live. That is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. Definitely go check that out and subscribe if you haven't already, man. We're chugging along to like 340. I think we're like only like 5 away from 340, so definitely go subscribe and go check out the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Let's see here. And then, heading deeper into Thursday, episode 261 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on all audio platforms. That's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all that good jazz. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And huge shout out to everybody that did submit to episode 261. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. That caps off Thursday. Heading into Friday, a brand new exclusive article is live by your boy, me, Zom Slays. I did an interview with a trio known as Rough Cut Diamonds. That is a W fucking conversation, so definitely go check that out. And huge shout out to RCD. They're actually recently nominated for our up and coming Artist of the Year for 2025. So again, definitely go check that out and go show them some love, because that was a W conversation. Then heading into Saturday, brand new exclusive track is live on our SoundCloud and YouTube by the homie Most Dope Kimon, a Music Money's veteran and extremely talented artist. Celine On Her is actually live on our SoundCloud and our YouTube channel, so definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And a huge shout out to Kimon for letting us host that over there on our SoundCloud and YouTube. And then deeper into Saturday, episode 261 of the Music Money's podcast is available on the YouTube channel as well. So again, if you kind of prefer the YouTube version, or you like the YouTube version better of the Music Mondays podcast, that does drop every single Saturday on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. That is available every single Saturday. Then heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 224 is available right now on the Music Money SoundCloud. That was curated and designed by me, so definitely go check that out and go show out some love. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit to SoundCloud Sunday Volume 224. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. And again, submissions do open every single Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday, so just keep that in mind and make sure you follow us on socials to stay up to date with all that good jazz. And then that brings us to today, Monday, February 2nd, 2026, and that was your weekly recap. That's pretty much everything major that you missed at Music Mondays over the last week or so. Glad to hear that. Yeah, we're chilling, Ghost. We are good to go, my friend. We are vibe-rooneying. That's weekly recap, Jazz. Let's see what else we got to go through here. So we got to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks for sure. We're gonna do some recruiting stuff, or talk exclusives, and then we're gonna dive into some reactions. So what's coming at Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks? We do have a few things kind of in the works right now. So like I said, following the 2025 Music Mondays Awards, our big thing here is our new graphic refresh, right? Obviously, we're going to keep the logo the same and keep a lot of the main stuff the same, but we're going to get some new graphics for all of our social media posts, right? For our YouTube uploads, for a lot of our promo and things like that. So a graphic refresh is definitely in order, and that's kind of like the biggest thing that we're working on in the background at the moment. And then I think by the time we get that all launched, because I want to have a new intro, I want to update the stream graphics as well. So after pretty much all that is said and done, right, I would say we're going to start looking at Cyberfest 3 and our third online URL festival. So that'll be really, really sick. So that's like kind of like the bigger things in the first quarter of the year or so. So like January to like March-ish, right? And then of course a lot of your monthly and weekly content will be staying the same. So when it comes down to the podcast stuff, playlist submissions and things like that, all that will be staying the same. So don't fret, nothing major is changing. Just the aesthetics essentially, right? Because you guys know at the top of every year we like to kind of do a little pre-spring cleaning, if you will, and kind of clean everything up, right? That's pretty much everything super major. Like I said, your weekly and monthly content will be staying the same. Articles, submissions, the podcast, things like that, all that will be staying the same. So outside of that, that's pretty much everything major coming over the next couple of weeks. Usually, like I always say, I'll update you guys weekly here on the show with any like major developments, and then of course make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date with any kind of like immediate announcements and things like that, right? So, let's see here. What else is on the list? Let's talk recruiting. So yes, Music Mondays is recruiting. We are on the hunt for all of our staff roles. So again, if you're a writer, journalist, designer, you are a curator, you want to do short form content, you want to do long form content or anything like that, Music Mondays is recruiting. So again, definitely contact us, send us a message, send us a DM, send me a DM or anything like that. And of course, send us an email. We'll be happy to have that conversation with you. Again, there is a 2025 version of all of our Music Mondays staff role guides on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, where I kind of dive into the Music Mondays staff roles, talk a little bit deeper about content and things like that, right? And what your schedule will look like and all that good jazz. So again, if you're interested in that, definitely go check that out. We're going to be doing another one of those for 2026 as well. So you'll see me do a segment on the show relatively soon when it comes down to our updated Music Mondays staff role guides, right? So definitely go check out the 2025 version as well if you're interested in how Music Mondays works and staff roles and things like that, right? Then of course, outside of that, we do have to talk about exclusives. So again, we did just drop a brand new one with the homie Most Dope Kimon. So definitely go check out Celine Honor and Butts. We are on the hunt for more SoundCloud exclusives. So again, if you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you like to have hosted and promoted, and of course across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We'd be happy to get that hosted and promoted for you, for sure. And again, same goes for YouTube as well. I do want to stress that we are only interested in unreleased tracks, right? So again, if you want to go put it on DSPs or anything like that, that's completely fine. You want to go do a music video with that, that's completely fine. We are only interested in the SoundCloud version. But again, like I said, same goes for YouTube as well. So if you have an unreleased music video, AMV, lyric video, or you just want some audio hosted on the Music Money's YouTube channel, definitely let us know. Send us a DM, send us a message, send us an email, and of course you'll be promoted to our channel of almost 400 subscribers, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free. So definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We got Say Wave in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Let's fucking get it, baby. Welcome on it. So that was exclusive jazz. That's pretty much everything super, super major, chat. I think the 2026 update I'm going to upload on the channel this week. So we won't have a discussion segment this week, but what we will do next week is either the staff role guide or how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast updated guide for 2026. So I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some stack segments for sure. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. But it's about that time, my friends. It is about that time. So let's go head over to Twitter and let's go see what's popping. I do believe we have a decent amount of patrons. We have a decent amount of submissions in general. Well, let's go over it. Daily grind, we vibing out. Love that. Love to hear that. Yep. Good start to the week, my friend. Excellent. I feel you. Okay, yeah. Let's head over to Twitter and let's talk. So per usual, submissions are always in the same format every single week. And they always read artist and creative submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on February 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/SonPlays, which is here and now. Again, make sure you double check in the date and make sure that you're submitting for a show that hasn't happened yet, because you guys would be surprised how many submissions we get for shows that happened last year, a couple months ago, weeks old, things like that. So make sure you're submitting for a show that has not happened yet, my friends. Outside of that, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So again, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Everything from obviously music, vocals, instrumentals, remixes, acoustic covers, photography, digital media, videography, vlogs, edits, shorts, behind the scenes stuff. So many things that we've reacted to here on the show. So if you're an underground independent creator and you feel like you deserve some spotlight here on the Music Mondays podcast, feel free to drop your links and portfolios below. We welcome all artists of any kind. And of course, outside of that, we do have a 3-hour show limit just to keep the show a little bit more palatable to watch back, right? One could argue that a 3-hour show is still a little bit long, but it's definitely not as long as some of our like 5-6 hour shows that we used to do a couple of years back, which was fucking crazy thinking on it. But yeah, outside of that, we do have a 3-hour show limit, so just keep that in mind. And again, we are one of the only live shows here on Twitch every single Monday. So again, we like to keep the show a little bit more high quality for you guys and make sure that we don't go past the kind of a boiling point, so to speak, right? So again, 3-hour show limit. And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Again, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following us on Twitter before you do submit. Not only does that help grow our platform and spread our message, but you pay respect to all the other artists that do wait for their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show. And of course, you gain access to a wide range of very, very talented artists in our community. So kind of a win-win, right? Outside of that, Patreon subscribers submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be basic, advanced, or premium tier, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies, including early access content. But one thing you do gain access to is the Music Mondays Fast Pass, which again, for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, allows all of your submissions to be played first every single week here on the show. So again, not only are you played at the height of viewership, but when people go and watch the show back, you're also one of the first submissions that people see. So kind of a win-win. So keep that in mind as well. And of course, one last thing is submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So again, we are a live show, so we like to keep things free flow and make sure that we keep our submissions organic and we don't get any late ones that kind of like cut people off and mess up the order and things like that, right? So again, submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So submissions open every single Tuesday following the live show. Like I said, submissions for episode 263 will be live tomorrow, February 3rd. So again, you have like 6 or so days to get your submissions in, right? So plenty of time. But again, just keep that in mind. Submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. Outside of that, we do have a 2025 version of How to Submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on our YouTube channel, where I kind of break down the show in a little bit more detail. I talk about why we take submissions on Twitter. I talk about how the Music Mondays podcast even came to be and things like that. So that is available on the Music Mondays YouTube channel right now, and that will be getting updated for 2026 as well. So I'm going to run through that as well over the next couple of weeks, and we'll do that here on the show. But outside of that, I think that's everything, my friends. We are good to go. So let's see, how many Patreons do you have tonight? We have Jordan. Let's see here. We have Laveries, that's 2. TDG, that's 3. And then I think we have one more, don't we? Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, we do have Ghost, yes. And then last, but certainly not least, is the homie Ghost. I'm down. All right, so tonight we kick off with Jordan with the number 1 slot, man. The coveted first submission of the night. Now, Jordan, a multi-genre talented artist and producer, came through with the track titled Broken Clock. Another look at my next project. Now, again, Jordan has had a really, really fire year so far, especially only a month in. So I'm definitely excited to see where Jordan is taking things, especially in terms of production and their sound, right? Obviously, I've gotten a sneak peek at a few of their recent drops and things like that. So I'm not sure which one this will be. So I'm excited. But let's take a peek here. Yes, I'm there. Let's fucking go. Love that out of you, Ghost. Okay. So let's see here. 4 hours ago, brand spanking new, written and produced by Jordan. Now, the self-production out of Jordan, especially over the last, 6 months, has been fucking stellar. So I have no doubt that the production on this is going to be insane. But also, the vocals could be too, because there's so many styles that we've heard from Jordan. It's always a mystery, right? You never really know. So let's dive into it. Jordan, Broken Clock. Let's go. A little bit of a lo-fi vibe. Chill and steady beat.
I've been holding back for too long. No shortcuts, I'm gonna get what I want. I wonder if I woke up the sun. Lie to me, don't tell me, I think I've heard enough. There's no way around it, why I go through so much. A chemical reaction made me change from how it was. Twice daily keeps the balance, doesn't always keep the promise. Gotta catch me at a good time when I'm trying to be honest. Ask me how I feel now, I'm feeling like the tallest. Get me out of here, this whole fucking place is haunted. They don't even try to hide the camera smile. Welcome to the database, planned operations. Body piles just to make some space. Horizons growing mushroom clouds, and when they fade away, we'll have to put them all on trial. Somebody has to pay another word because they want it, yeah, they got it. Somehow I'm still supposed to go and finish what I started. Cause I've been holding back for too long. There's no time for that, just go and move on. Best advice I got was just to keep going. Took some time for that to sink in. I've been hiding, trying to run from every weakness. Come and find me if you want. You can help me try and believe this. Somehow I lost track, I was done. I wonder if I woke up the sun. I've been holding back for too long. I wonder if I woke up the sun.
That line is crazy. Love the structure. The ominous ending too, the outro is crazy. I can see this being a closer or a middle of it, like a album track, Definitely has big interlude kind of vibes. Well done. Well done. That was fantastic. That was a great way to kick off the show actually too. Again, big really chill lo-fi vibes going on here, but also it has that Jordan kind of spark to it, right? So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. I like this one a lot. This one's comfy. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, a very interesting theme here too. But we'll We'll definitely get to that in a second, but let's talk instrumentals. So obviously self-produced by Jordan. Fantastic. Simple, but straight to the point, but also still has like all of what you'd want out of an instrumental like this, right? I think Jordan's sound selection was great. I think the structure was fantastic. Structure actually like really helped this instrumental a lot. So I think structure was awesome. But as far as the mix goes, um, nothing that really jumped out at me that was kind of like off-putting or anything that I really had any gripes with, right? Um, Jordan's known for having like a really solid instrumental mix consistently, right? So not really a shocker there for me, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here, right? So instrumental mix definitely on point as per usual. Um, Instrumental Shining Star on the other hand, um, you know, at first I was thinking structure, right? But you know, after a full listen, I think melodies, especially the guitar, really have to go up there for me. I think the melodies kind of take the cake on this one. It just brings the mood for sure. And it has that like late night, you know, kind of like 3 a.m. sort of vibe, right? So I think the melodies really contribute to that a lot. Although I do like the drums with the structure, you definitely argue structure here. But to be honest with you, I think the melodies kind of take the cake for me. Melodies are crazy. So instrumental solid, definitely melodies. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, per usual, really solid. Again, a very consistent vocal mix out of Jordan, especially like depending on their varying styles and genres and things like that, or even the production sometimes. Jordan does like to switch it up every now and then, but this one is a very standard Jordan kind of mix, right? The levels were good, quality was solid. Nothing that really like again jumped out at me that kind of threw me off. So vocal mix very much up to par per usual. Vocal shining star. Hmm. So there's a few things here, right? Um, I thought the flow in cadence and delivery was very interesting. I felt like Jordan was trying a little bit of a new like style here, but also I think writing and lyrics could also take the cake too. Especially that sun line is like really crazy. You know what I mean? So I think for this one, my friends, I think we're gonna have to go writing and lyrics on this one. Again, a very poetic but very like stern writing on a Jordan. Very stern. So definitely writing lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies, vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, of course, temporary cover. I do I do like this cover though. Like I said last week, it has that good like analog VHS, like almost like scary game kind of vibe. I do like these shots a lot though, but obviously temporary cover, right? So aesthetics definitely on point, especially it's just like a little like chill temp cover. Um, Outside of that, overall theme, Broken Clock. I mean, it definitely, you know, one big concept in this track is obviously time, right? And how we're all battling time and how we're all kind of like at time's mercy, right? I mean, time's always going to keep spinning regardless. So Jordan's almost questioning a lot of that, but also like, you know, being stern in the aspect that it's just like, fuck that, like it is what it is. So it's a very interesting theme here, but Broken Clock I think was like a very appropriate title for sure. So I think Jordan like really like laid this one out for the listener really well for sure, 100%. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Jordan on SoundCloud, by the way. They're only 10 followers away from 100. That's a W fucking milestone. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter as well. They're only 9 followers away from 420. A W fucking milestone there, too. Of course, everywhere is featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 350 subscribers. Or no, 340. I'm sorry. We're only 5 away. So make sure you go sub to the channel if you haven't already. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, let's see. We kicked off with Jordan. Up next is the homie Laveries, a very talented hip hop artist. Came through with a track titled DNA. Stephen Michael featuring Ghost and I. Banger, if you ask me. I mean, when is it not a banger? Especially when you're dealing with Laveries, okay? Especially they're unreleased that we've been reacting to here for the last few weeks, man. So, I'm definitely excited to see what Laveries has here for us. So, we've definitely heard Laveries and Stephen Michael. We've heard all 3 of these before, actually, but I don't think we've heard all 3 of them on the same track. Or maybe we have, but definitely been a while. You heard parts of it? This is crazy? Oh, shit. Okay. Cool. I'm down. I'm so down. One day ago, brand spanking new. Um, okay. Let's go full volume here. Go 720 because we're streaming. I'm down. Let's get into it. Stephen Michael, a DNA featuring Ghost and Laveri's official visualizer as well. Oh yeah, okay. This song is. Oh wait, hold on.
So fucking crazy that it must be close.
The final version. Let's go, man. Love this guitar.
You they won't forget my name. I don't do this for the fame. I do this for everything that I stand for. Talking down gon' put you in a grave. I do this shit to stay sane. Get the fuck up out my way. I'm throwing tantrums. If you get in my way, I'ma run you over. Tunnel vision on my goals. I'm a go-goer. My bitch doubt that I'll be rich. Watch how I'm finna show her. I'll make it snow up in this bitch. Give her the cold shoulder. Still produced by Ghost. You know I'm never switching up. It's in my DNA to be the one I'm signing blood. There's only one thing that I want, and once I got it, then it's done. I clear the target, then I cock it back and load another one. Let's go.
Perfect. Wow. Wow. Well done. Holy shit. What the fuck? So the really cool thing about this is like I'm gonna reiterate something that I've said over the last couple of weeks, but Laveri's is so good with almost any artist, right? Like we have not heard a Laveri's track that's with another artist that is like iffy at all, right? Like they gotta be like the perfect collaborator, to be honest with you. Well done. Absolutely well done. The gunshots was added after it was all finished. I do like the gunshots, to be honest with you. Especially the one in Laveri's verse was like really, really well used. No one heard it until the final version was done. Yeah, no, that's fire. That's fire. This is a great one. This is a really, really great one for sure. Well, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. Actually, we're gonna talk about um the instrumental. We're talking about vocals, and we're talk about the overall theme of DNA. A relatively, obvious theme here, but we're still gonna break it down per usual. So let's talk instrumental. Obviously, Prod Ghost, right? But I do like this style like a real lot. Like this has that good like alt rock sort of feel to it, but it keeps that good like trap bass, which I think is awesome. Um, but the mix was solid. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that like really kind of wigged me out with the instrumental, to be honest with you. Especially when you're dealing with like a melody like this, it can be a bitch sometimes to get like a really good mix. So I think Ghost did a really good job when it comes down to the instrumental for sure. Per usual, right? Not really a shocker, but something I always want to point out for anybody new here, because they might not know. Um, Instrumental Shining Star. Mm, I think you could argue structure, but I mean, it'd be a crime to not say the melody. I mean, the melody is like fucking gnarly. So I think you got to go melody on this one, right? I mean, structure's up there, drums are up there, but to be real, I think you got to go melody on this one, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. I knew I wanted to add it as soon as I heard him say, "Yeah, yeah, right, right." That was fire. I do like the sounds 100%. I feel like the gun sounds were like a good addition for sure, for sure. Brent says the melody carried me. I mean, carried is kind of like a crazy way to say it, right? I wouldn't say carried, but the melody is definitely the star of the show here, for sure. 100%. 100%. All of the drums and the structure, again, like, you could really argue structure too, you know, because I'm always a fan of structure, right? So, instrumental solid, definitely melody. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Both Steven and Laveri sound really solid on this. Nothing that really kind of wigs me out, you know, because the melody is also playing a huge part here. So I don't think anything that really like kind of messed with me, right? Nothing really like jumped out at me as like oof, you know. So I think vocal mix for both of them fantastic. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Levels were good, quality was good. Nothing that really like tweaked me out, right? Um, vocal shining star though. Um, hmm. You know, it's I was gonna say writing and lyrics, but yeah, because both Steven and Laverius kind of really wrote their ass off on this, so I think you kind of have to go writing and lyrics, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, yeah. The more I think about it, writing and lyrics for sure. I feel like they both wrote their ass off, 100%. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, DNA. Obviously, the song's about loyalty, right? And like you know, um, staying true to not only like your homies and your team, but yourself as well. You know, I think this song has a very like solid fucking message, and I feel like both Steven and Laverius kind of gave some good perspectives on it, even more so in like lighthearted ways, right? Because every time somebody talks about this sort of stuff, it's like super deep and like you know meaningful. But I think Steven and Laverius kind of brought it home with this one. To be honest with you, and they were able to kind of like keep it at a medium. You know what I mean? Like definitely keep it at a medium. So, well done, absolutely well done. With that said, huge shout out to the homie Laverius. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to Laverius' channel over here on YouTube. They're approaching 1.2K on the tube. We're gonna drop him a like as well just to get that started. And of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter as well. We're only 10 followers away from 150, so make sure you go show him some love in the bird app, my friends. Of course, every art is featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Drums were simple because it matched the vibe. Yeah, right, exactly, 100%. Crazy drums on that melody would have been insane, for sure. They went crazy with the writing lyrics. Yep, I'm glad you get what this is about. Yeah, no, 100%. DNA was like a really good way to like shape it out, you know, for sure, 100%. Well done, absolutely well done by those three. But up next, following Laverius is the homie TDG, aka Till Grave. Now, TDG has been on an amazing fucking single run for like the last 3 months, and I have no doubt that we're back here with another fucking banger. Product perform mixed by me. I'm shocked my pen didn't melt, to be honest. Oh shit, TDG's talking that shit. Death Rehearsal, Lovely Day to Die is always a surprise. That is kind of a fire line too. Hold on. Let's see what we got over here from homie TDG. Love this cover. Wow. Wow. This one's actually really fucking sick. Big, like, analog VHS vibes again, you know? Wow. Prod, perform, and mixed by TDG. I'm down. Let's see what we got here. A Death Rehearsal, TDG, let's go. Not the vibe I was expecting.
What does it really take? Be with fate, not knowing is okay. Tables do flip, scales will sway. Really feeling with betray. The truth, emotions come and go, but never through. I'm prepared to reverse. I'm prepared to die. My ride a hearse, but I'm still scared to rehearse. I'm living out in the world and worlds. My thoughts coming back, cycled in reverb. I did what I did. I'm aware of the curse. I dare to prepare for the worst. It's worse. Written with blood on my words. It's stained and burned. It's sworn. Moving past. What's the verb? I'm aware to hurt. I'm sure I seek to deserve my inner worth. It works. Ready and never sure. Cares never work. What's the course? Plan for missteps. It's a curve of unheard. I say, of course, why not knowing my purpose and the worth? Out of power, flip the circuit within the spurts. Tweaking, close the curtain, what lurks? If talking scales, I add dinosaur proportions to more. And when I fail, what's important to be heard. There will be more. Out going down and a shortage was certain. Out of control, swerving. Into the curb, shit, oh no. Notice it's war before worship. Oh Lord, blow past the curves with the ride that's too short. Shows that any problem, I'll ignore it. Notice the answer ain't really worth it. The point is blank and absorbed in the way of contortions that are bending past the proportions. Split with countercuts. What? Stagnant much about it? What? Sum this up. Counterfeit bucks of rhymes that I said enough. Been one with how it goes. Still trust that I will flow, but who knows where it goes? It's okay that I'll never know. I'll never know.
Wow.
What does it really take? Be with fate, not knowing is okay. Tables do flip, scales will sway. Really feeling with betray. The truth, emotions come and go, but never through.
Good little fade out there at the end too. Wow. This is like the definition of like underground cloud rap, right? It has such a good cloud sort of feeling, especially with the instrumental, the way TDG kind of like floats on the instrumental, and the writing is just so like you have to pay attention, right? Like you like it's one of those ones where, you know, if you're kind of not locked in, you'll miss a few bars, you'll miss, you know, a certain flow, and it's just one that you absolutely have to lock into. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. I'm a big fan of this fucking cover too. That is really hard. But let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Death Rehearsal. Relatively obvious theme, right? But we're still gonna break it down per usual. So instrumental, produced by TDG per usual. Their production, especially as of recently, has been fucking insane. They kind of know what they want in an instrumental, and they make it fucking happen, you know. And this is one of those ones where, less is more, right? I feel like the instrumental kind of works really well with the drums and how everything's laid out. I feel like structure's big here too. The 808's fantastic as well. It's not like overused. Yeah, there's so many things that I do really love about this instrumental. But the mix is great, per usual. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately switch up, you know what I mean? But that's per usual with TDG. Not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody to do, right? So, instrumental mix, fantastic, per usual. Instrumental Shining Star, this is where I'm going to have trouble. Because the structure's fantastic. The drums are awesome. The melody really creates that good cloud vibe. And it makes you take the song serious, you know? But, I'm going to be honest, man. I think structure. I think we're going to have to go with structure on this. How all the drums are laid out and how things, like, kind of come together, I think we're going to go with structure, for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely a structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Just like TDG said in the chat, went all out on this mix vocally, especially. And you could tell that TDG is really pushing the fucking bar, right? Every song just gets crispier and cleaner, and TDG is almost like finding their specific sound, right? And it's really, really cool to see in like real time and like have us react to it, right? So it's super, super fucking sick, the progress that TDG has made. And with that said, vocal mix, quality wise, levels wise, nothing really jumped out at me that really kind of like I didn't really have a gripe with anything, right? So, vocal mix definitely solid, nothing super clashy to overbearing. Drums definitely cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice on the instrumental, so nothing that really like griped me out, right? So vocal mix solid, vocal shining star, 100% the writing for sure. Just like TDG said in the caption here as well. Shocked my pen didn't melt, to be honest. Yeah, TDG was on one on this one. Like sometimes when you're writing or cooking beats, right, and you just get into like flow state, right, and sometimes shit just goes. You know, sometimes it just flows out of you like a fucking, you name it. But yeah, I'm gonna go writing and lyrics on this one for sure. I think you could argue like flow and cadence and delivery, right? But I think we gotta go writing and lyrics, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Love, love, love this cover. For a track called Death Rehearsal, right, and especially like what TDG wrote about, I feel like this good like VHS static sort of vibe was a really, really good play. I like how it's like super fried but not too fried. You can like really still make out the cover. Has that like black metal sort of feel, right? You know, Parental Advisory bottom right, Death Rehearsal and TDG top middle. I mean, fantastic. Great first single, and I love the edits on this one. I do, 100%. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, Death Rehearsal. Relatively obvious theme, and it's TDG's thoughts on death in a few different ways, right? And kind of like their perspectives on it. And I feel like everybody's different with it, right? And kind of like how you view things. And this is just how TDG kind of views that area, right? And I feel like they did a good job kind of elaborating on that for sure. So well done, greatly packaged, fantastic. Well done, absolutely well done, my friend. Huge shout out to the homie TDG. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow TDG on SoundCloud, by the way. They're approaching 1.1K over there on the cloud. And of course, make sure you go follow TDG on Twitter. They're only one follower away from 160. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. I think we're only about like 5 away. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all the good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. So, let's continue on. You tell you did? Yeah, no, huge shout out to you, TDG, man. Well done. We have our last and certainly not least Patreon tonight, the homie Ghost, a multi-genre talented producer, came through with a co-prod instrumental with Dreamer. Let's see what we got here. I'm down. Let's pop open Dropbox. All right. It's 1:55, so we're keeping it a little light today. All right, I'm down. All right, some unreleased Ghost co-prod Dreamer. Let's get into it. That was great.
Is that Ghost on the beat?
Great hats. Wow. Oh shit. Yep. Oh. Love the structure. Wow. So it's like a motivational kind of beat too. Holy shit. Great outro too. Holy shit, man. This beat is sick. I've been locked in with these two. Cannot wait for this artist to start on these and release songs with them. Yeah, no, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Such a bouncy vibe. I agree. Dreamland type beat. Feature Neon Space gonna be so yeah, no, I agree, TDG. Well said. I agree. It's almost like motivational too, like last level type vibes, you know? It definitely is a little bit motivational. You almost get that like twinkle in your eye, you know? You're like inspired and shit, you know? You're like, what the fuck? I was having fun with this. I can tell it's such a fun instrumental. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So, obviously no vocals, so we're gonna talk about 2 things here. We'll talk about the instrumental and talk about the overall theme of this unreleased Ghost instrumental. Let's talk it instrumental per usual. Mix fantastic. I love the mix. Everything down to the snare, everything down to the 808. Structure's fantastic, and I think that helps the mix as well. Yeah, no gripes on this mix at all. A very mint mix here. 100% tight, well-rounded. Nothing that I would like really tweak about it at all on this one, to be real with you. Quality's good, levels are good. I mean, You know, that's kind of like a standard with Ghost, but something I always want to point out for anybody new here. So instrumental mix, absolutely fucking fantastic, per usual. Um, Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, oof, wow. So the drums are awesome. I love the drum patterns, especially the snare. Like, just really sticks out to me. 808's great too, but there is the structure, and then the melodies bring that really good dreamlike motivational sort of like get up and go, like, you know, it has a good like inspirational sort of vibe to it. um so you could really argue so many things on this one, to be honest with you. You could argue a few things here, but I think my gut is telling me drums. I feel like the drums are fucking crazy on this. Sound selection was great, the patterns were great. I think Ghost and Crew absolutely killed this. So let's go drums. Let's definitely go drums. You could argue any one of those, man, but I think drums are up there for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk theme. So obviously unreleased, no cover art yet, but like the chat said, man, it does have that good like dreamlike, almost sort of like bubblegum bouncy sort of vibe, but it's also still very hard, like TDG said. Like the drums come in and like balance it out, right? And I think, you know, the pace of the drums and how bounty it is, man, it just helps everything. Like this is a very well curated instrumental in terms of the sounds that were used, right? So I think Ghost did a really good job with this one, 100%, 100%. Can't wait for the final version, right? Yeah, no, we definitely have to react to it. We absolutely have to. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Naomi Ghost. Thank you so much for that submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter, by the way. They're only 9 followers away from 540. Make sure you go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Fucking get it, baby. Don't worry, you will. Absolutely, I'm fucking down. That does take care of all of our Music Mondays Patrons for the night. So huge shout out to all of you guys over there on the Music Mondays Patreon, keeping us afloat, man. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. But let's head into the rest of our community submissions. So you guys know the drill, man. We're just going to start from top to bottom, and we're just going to keep it rolling. So up next is a very, very talented hip-hop artist by the name of Sam's Raps, and their submissions recently have been fucking insane. So I have no doubt that this one will be along the same lines. One of my fave Sauce Gang endeavors, DIY featuring Low-Key Uggy and myself, Prod Grant, and Uggy. Okay. So this is a stacked one. This one is fucking stacked. I'm down. The production's probably going to be insane, too. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Let's close this out. Let's see. When did this drop? Do we know? Let's find out, because, 2025. So, June. Wow. This one went right under our radar. Yeah, we have not reacted to this one, man. Love the cover. Oh, wow. Everybody's fucking names in the cover like that? Oh, that's creative. That's sick. Yeah, whoever did the art fucking slapped on this. This is sick. I like that. Wow. Okay. Stacked one here. I'm down. Let's get into it. Sam's Raps, DIY. Let's go.
I'm looking in her eyes, feeling out her inner thighs. I got the sinner's mind. Sentimental messages underneath the table during dinner time. Confessions in disguise, she laugh and sip the wine. The vibe novel I'm trying to read between the lines. I said, baby, I'm broken, held together with duct tape and fishing line. She said, me too, but I sparkle when the liquor shine. We both cracked at it like a glass half shattered. Singing it back and it don't sound right without you in the mix. And like a kid who's new to shoelaces, I might trip. I might rip these pages out of my soul story. Long nights, cold mornings, but back then it was a different time. Tangled in her presence like her necklace Byzantine. We touching on regrets that we collected just to feel alive. Biting on my tongue, but all the silence got me feeling nice. Champagne flute, she looked at it. I said, yeah, I know
Wow.
just spitting nugs. Sometimes shit sucks, but I'm doing what I must. Found a lady that I love every day. I'm waking up, watching her greet the sun. New raps in the pad. Yeah, it's not a big life, but I'm writing what I have. And
Let's
what
go.
I have is downtime, frown lines in a sound mind, looking for the upside. I'm in the game for the long haul, out here trying every iteration like I'm Warhol. Regardless what it sound like, the men along the music been improving how I touch mics. If
Wow.
you don't want it this bad, you just trying to get a bag, I suggest you pack it up tight. Yeah. Did it all myself, don't mean I'm blocking any help. If I don't make it, it's my own fault. Yeah. But if you standing on the sideline, needing bigger numbers before we talk, fuck your phone call.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fuck that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, fuck your phone call.
Found me waiting on the sunshine. Oh yeah, hard to find light in the dark place. Bright while seeing a stranger to my face. Cracking smiles while the house fall around me. No surprise, been smiling through the fire. Keep my head up, but things go wrong. Instructions on wherever I ride. My whole life been DIY.
Wow.
My whole life been DIY. My whole life been DIY.
Wow. Well done. Absolutely well done. Nice outro too. Nice and slow. Absolutely well done. You know, again, everything from Sauce Gang, especially Sam's Raps and Crewman, like everything is so fucking well done. And this one gave a good, like, comfy winter vibe, even though it did drop in June of last year, which is crazy, right? But you know, I'm on the east, so you know it's very cold over here right now, and it does have that good, you know, cold morning with like a hot cup of coffee sort of feel. You know, it really, really does. That's what's interesting about this one. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and talk about the overall theme of DIY. Very obvious theme, right? Let's talk instrumental. So instrumental, fucking fantastic per usual. Now this is Prod, Grant, and Uggy. So when it comes down to the instrumental, fantastic. No gripes at all. Like I always say with the Sauce Gang crew, 99.9% of the things that we've reacted to here from this crew has always been solid, especially mix-wise. But nothing clashing, too overbearing, nothing that I would really kind of tweak out about, you know. No real gripes with this at all, to be honest with you. I think structure really shines on this one, too. But as far as the mix goes, fantastic. No gripes at all. Definitely not. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, like I just said, got to be the structure. I love the intro, outro. I love how the drums are patterned out. Nothing that really kind of like is too crazy, but it's so well put together. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, like sometimes less is more. You know, and this is another one of those cases where the instrumental shines 100%. So, I think Shining Star here has to be the structure for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Fantastic. Again, like everything from Sauce Gang is always so well engineered, right? It doesn't matter who the artists are, in-house, out-of-house, doesn't really matter. They are very consistent, right? And especially across the verses and the production, and nothing that really, like, in this song kind of tweaked me out, you know? And especially with getting this many people on a track like this, sometimes it can get hectic, but Sauce Gang, again, is very, very consistent when it comes down to that. So that's what's awesome about hearing these more like stacked type of tracks that are so well mixed, you know, because they actually know what they're doing. They're like actually like working their ass off. So vocal mix across the board for everybody, fantastic. I love the verses and how they transition. Everybody kind of jumps ship perfectly. Nothing that really tweaked me out, you know, again, per usual, but not really a shocker, but something you always got to point out for anybody new here, right? Because some of you guys may not know. The vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. Man. Flow and cadence and delivery is up there for this crew, right? But I think across the board, we got to go writing and lyrics. I think we got to go writing and lyrics. It'd be insane not to. Especially Sam's Raps verse was crazy as fuck, but everybody's writing was really solid on this. So I think writing and lyrics definitely takes the cake. definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme. Like I said, dude, I love this fucking cover. It's perfect for a single, but for such a stacked track, I thought this was a really creative way to put everybody's name on the title without making it like big, and just kind of like doing the usual kind of style, right? And then the small things with like the drink stain in the bottom right, and then the logo bottom left, DIY top right. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why certain art pieces are just so sick, and it's nothing like really crazy. It's just very creative and original. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. Sauce Gang always really tends to have like really really solid covers, and Sans raps too in general, right? So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme DIY. I mean, do it yourself, right? Like, we're all underground artists and creatives, right? So we kind of know, how important that phrase is to us, right? And how important it is to kind of like stick to it. So I think everybody on here kind of understood the assignment, so to speak, right? So DIY is just something that's important for all of us, but also is a different meaning for all of us as well. So well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the submission. This was fantastic. Make sure you go follow Sauce Gang on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Sam's Raps on Twitter as well. They're approaching 1.2K on the Bird apps. Make sure you go show them some love there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there. Channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. It's good. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. So, let's see here. Up next is the homie Braden, a very, very talented multi-genre artist and producer, came through with track 7 of one of their recent projects, and we've been going track by tracks. And this project has just fucking been insane, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Track 7, my birthday's on the 8th. Thank you forever for the love. Of course, happy early birthday, my friend. The 8th? Okay, we got you. We fucking got you, my friend. Oh, so it's this Sunday. Happy fucking belated birthday, or happy early birthday and belated birthday. Double happy birthday. All the happy birthdays for the homie Braden, man. Make sure you show Braden some love on their birthday. But let's see here. So this is track 7, Down and Out, of their recent project that we've been going through track by track every single week here on the show, and it's been a fucking fantastic listen. Every track just keeps getting like better and better. It's just, I don't know how it happens, but it's just fucking crazy. But this is track 7. So let's see here. Lots of love in the comments. Okay. Lots of love in the comments. We love that. All right, let's get into it. Braden, Down and Out. Let's go. Crazy sample. Oh, it's just gonna be crazy.
Like a contest. Gotta bust down cardio on my wrist. I'm feeling like offset. Lately I've been in my bag. I've been trying to talk less. Shawty been on her tree shit. She gon' pop this. Bad bitches tryna smoke. She know that I told. I've been real
Holy
close with
shit.
the folks. Shawty a bad bitch. She on Vogue. Bitch, I hit the fucking go. You know like a fan, we close. Bad bitches smoke dope. Bad bitches smoke the most. Even if you're down and up, hey, I'll sit with you. I know it's not been long, but babe, I fucking miss you. I've been smoking way too much, and shit don't even miss you. One of my fucking brothers don't care about my issues. Baby, are you down?
Perfect. That's crazy.
I got bad hoes on my Snapchat. I'm pulling right up to her place. I don't care if I tap that. I spend a rack or two and then I get a couple racks back. It's crazy people ain't got your back. Damn, that's whack, right? Bitch, I get straight to the point like a thumbtack. All these bitches tryna talk, but they won't fight. Run that. Like how you spend it all of your bread. Fucking dumb ass. These bitches ain't even know I cooked up in my class. Bad bitches tryna smoke. She know that I told. I've been real close with her folks. Shawty a bad bitch, she on Vogue. Bitch, in the fucking ghost. You know I can fit when you close. Bad bitches smoke dope. Bad bitches smoke the most.
Wow.
Even if you're down and I'll pay, I'll sit with you. I know it's not been one with bad, I fucking miss ya. I was smoking way too much, and shit done got misused. One of my fucking brothers don't care about my issues.
Holy shit. What a crazy way to fucking sample that. That is actually such a gnarly way to sample that. Well fucking done. Well done. That is nuts. Cabra fucking killed that because Jesus Christ. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we'll talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of Down and Out. Obviously, relatively obvious theme, but they're gonna break it down per usual. We got Wes in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Hey, man, can you listen to my track in SoundCloud? Submissions are currently closed, but if you'd like to submit for next week's show, make sure you go follow us on Twitter. You can do !MM in the chat for all your submission information. Appreciate you, my friend. So, yeah, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental obviously being absolutely fucking insane. So I think the sample itself is going to get people intrigued automatically regardless, right? But the way that it's utilized is it's very conservative, right? Like it's not like littered throughout the song. And I think this producer did a really good job kind of like stretching it out. You know what I mean? So I do love the choice out of Braden though, either way. But instrumental mix, fantastic. Nothing that really stuck out to me that's like super off-putting. Yeah, per usual. I mean, even for such a crazy instrumental, nothing that really stuck out to me that needed to be like super changed, right? Quality was good, levels were good, Braden sounds really good on it, right? So nothing that kind of like stuck out to me, right? I think the instrumental mix is fantastic, especially with like how much is going on. Achieving a mix like this is definitely like, you know, somewhat tedious for sure. So instrumental mix fantastic. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, saying the sample would kind of be cheesy, but I do really like the sample though. But I think we're gonna have to go with I mean structure's up there too. I was gonna say drums, but fuck. Yeah, I would say structure's up there, but drums are so gnarly too. But the structure more towards the end is like really interesting because it's almost like a full blown beat switch, right? I think let's go structure on this one for sure. It's just telling a story and it's fantastic. So let's go structure for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. We get a couple of Bradens on this when it comes down to their vocal mix, and I like that. This track is kind of like got everything in one song, you know, which I think is fucking fantastic. This is like the best of Braden from all angles. Melodic Braden, spitting bars, you know, so many like different styles packed into one, literally, in under 3 minutes too. So a vocal mix on this, very impressive and fantastic actually. So nothing like super clashy, too overbearing or anything that like really kind of tweaked me out, right? Vocals sit nice in the instrumental, drums cut through nicely, so definitely no gripes here. Definitely not. And again, I even think this track shows off almost all of Braden's styles like really well. You know what I mean? So vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. Man, might be writing and lyrics, but also the flowed cadence and delivery is like really sick too. Yeah, let's go flow and cadence and delivery for sure. I think flow and cadence and delivery throughout the whole track was pretty gnarly too. So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. You guys know how I feel about this cover. I spoke about this a few times, but again, I love the blue style that it kind of like pays homage to, right? I think Braden has been very consistent with their covers, and this one for like a project is fantastic, but also just the blue filter on it kind of makes it for me because we've seen so many different blue covers from Braden. And this is almost like, again, like paying homage, right? But also at the same time, very much project worthy, right? I definitely like this one. It's a little bit more intimate, you know, using those like IRL photos is always a good play. Obviously, you know, depending on the track and whatnot, but I think Braden did a really good job with this one, 100%. So aesthetics absolutely on point. Love the aesthetics. Overall theme, down and out. not really too much of a deeper theme here. This is one where you kind of just gotta enjoy Braden as an artist and how they're flexing so many different fucking styles in one track. Yeah, this is definitely one where I wouldn't dig super deep for a theme on, and you just kind of gotta appreciate Braden and what they bring to the table on this one for sure. So, um, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Braden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud, by the way. They're only 5 followers away from 390. That's a W milestone. Of course, make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter as well. They are only 8 followers away from 30, so make sure you go show them some love in the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every hour is featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers, and we're only about 5 away, so make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Alrighty, my friends. Let's continue on here. So up next would be the homie Jordan, but we've already reacted to a Jordan earlier in the show because they are a Music Mondays Patreon. So huge shout out to all you guys over there on Patreon. You guys are awesome. Thank you. But definitely go check out Jordan's reaction earlier in the show at the start of this week's episode. But up next is the homie Romeo. I think this is a first time submitting artist, or it's an artist that we used to react to like years ago. I only know of like 1 or 2 Romeos. I'm not sure if this is the same person, but we'll have to find out for sure. But otherwise, this is technically a first time submitting artist, right? And they came through with a track titled Thought 6. Huh. Okay. Let's pop it open a new tab here. So we got Romeo Feel Me. Okay, first time submitting artist Romeo, Thought 6. So we're obviously gonna go in blind and kind of give you some thoughts afterwards. Let's get into it. Romeo, Thought 6. Let's go.
Thought I could make you fall in love. Timing's wrong, not enough. Know that you hate me, but I won't budge. Who needs lost? Who needs love? Know I'm the problem, but girl, so what? Love your ex still, like what the fuck? Never the answer, I'm only the bug. Leave me alone, I'll just sing to the drugs. Leave me alone, I'll just sing to the space. I'm feeling the break, it's like I cannot replace. You want me to stay, I know you want me to wait, but girl, will never work out, so it's all a mistake. You'll never just want me, I'm used to the pain. Just throw me aside and forget about my name. I'm only to blame, and I'm never gonna change. It's just stuck in my brain, and I'll never escape. Just never can trust shit, too deep in the drain. I'm seeming insane, fuck it, just leave me again. I'm stuck in the rain, this blunt stuck to my face. I'll just be stuck in the shame, don't give a fuck what they say, I'm waiting.
Well done. That's a solid first time submission. Actually, I was just looking at their profile, and it looks like they have 2 of these tracks here, right? And then a track from 4 years ago. So this might be the same person that we reacted to years ago, but regardless, wow. Okay. We can kind of assume like not like a relatively new artist, but obviously an artist who, kind of took a break after a certain period or whatever the case may be. But regardless, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. I want to talk about 3 things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, we're going to talk about the overall theme of Thought 6. So, instrumental, I love the choice, right? Romeo definitely knew what they were looking for when it comes down to the instrumental, right? So I do love the choice, very sample heavy. I thought that was great. The instrumental mix is solid. I do like the variety of sounds as well. Drums were simple, melodies were great. Nothing that really like kind of jumped out at me as like off-putting when it comes down to the instrumental, right? So instrumental mix solid for sure. Instrumental shining star got to be the melodies, right? I feel like the melodies here on this one were fucking fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. Structure's up there too, right? And I do love the sound selection, but I think we're gonna have to go melodies on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melodies. let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Okay, vocal mix was definitely solid for what it is, right? The only other thing that kind of stuck out to me was like the vocals clashing slightly with the instrumental, right? But that's just a matter of like a remix, right? And kind of like a few different speaker tests and whatnot, right? But for the vocals themselves, I definitely like the direction a lot, a lot. Romeo obviously has taken a break, right? So now with their newer tracks, they're obviously trying to get acquainted and kind of like level up their mixing game for sure. So for where it's at, definitely solid, 100%. But again, a lot of those things you can just go back for the next track and just kind of like keep in mind. You know what I mean? So a vocal mix solid for where it's at. A vocal shining star. I do like the flow and cadence and delivery, but the writing was very descriptive and very like easy to visualize. So I kind of want to go writing on this one. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, I think writing and lyrics takes the cake here. It's like very just descriptive. You know what I mean? So instrumental solid, definitely melodies. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme. Kind of a crazy cover here. Really, really crazy cover. It's like this underwater vintage sort of feel to it, and then like the person like being a lot smaller than like what you're seeing here. It's just like one of those like mind-boggling kind of photos, right? But perfect for a single, 100%. And it has like a good like nostalgia feel to it, right? So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, I definitely think it was just some thoughts. Romeo definitely was speaking about a few different things here, right? So sometimes that's what music is good for, right? Just getting a bunch of shit off your chest that you know, have, pondering in your fucking mind. And I think Romeo did a good job at that. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge, huge shout out to the homie Romeo. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud, just like Music Monday just did, because they're only 5 followers away from 40. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are 7 followers away from 10. The W. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you can show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, you guys know the dealio, man. We're about halfway through the show. So, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to need all you guys to get up, go stretch your legs, go get a drink, go get a snack, maybe a smoke break or anything like that. And when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of the Music Mondays community submissions. So, don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays Podcast, episode 262. Hope you had a good break, hope you're chilling, hope you're well, but let's get back into the rest of our community submissions. So up next is another first-time submitting artist by the name of Ned the Koala. Sorry, official music video, directed by the homie Scott, produced by Nate, full video out now on YouTube. Sorry, I'm down. First-time submitting artist, Ned. Let's fucking get it, baby. Never healed, it just kept going. I love that bio. Love that bio. Okay, pop it over to a new tab, let's see what we got here. So obviously first-time submitting artist. So we don't know what to expect, but we're gonna dive right in. So we got a little 480p here. I'm down. This is a music video for Sorry, track 2 from If Kills Could Look, an album by Ned the Koala. Okay, get the album on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Bandcamp. Ned the Koala Linktree. Love that. Awesome. Lots of love in the comments too. Sweet. We love to see that. Some real love in the comments too. That's awesome. Good for you. All right, let's get into it. First time submitting artist, Ned the Koala. Sorry, official music video. Let's go.
Give up on you yet. I ain't even get the fuck on you yet. You ain't even leave cuts on my neck. I ain't even get the fuck on you yet. Kiss me and feel new again. I'm right here like I've always been. Fix me like you always did. I'm right here like I've always been with you.
Wow. Love the mix.
Kiss me and feel new again. I'm right here like I've always been. Fix me like you always did. I'm right here like I've always been.
Wow. Everything about this is fantastic, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Got a little switch up, too.
You got me a Libra. You know she follow the leader. She about to pull up a leader. Running a two-seater. No, why would I leave her? Tell me no, why would I leave her? She tryna be my Mesita. She tryna be my Mesita. I'm going northbound for you. 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 I'm going northbound for you.
Awesome. Holy
I'm
shit.
going northbound for you. I'm going northbound for you. Got me a Libra, you know she follow the leader.
Wow. That was great. Holy shit. I wasn't expecting this switch up there. That was awesome. Fucking fantastic. Holy shit. April 16th of 2024, by the way. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that this was a couple years old. I didn't even notice. Holy shit. Not super new, but not super old either. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official music video for Sorry. Let's talk instrumental. So I love the instrumental here, especially with the acoustic in the later half. But as far as the first half goes, instrumental's fantastic. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing or anything that like really kind of stuck out to me as off-putting, right? I definitely like the mix. Quality was good, levels were good. Nothing that really tweaked me out, right? So Instrumental mix, absolutely fantastic, for sure. Instrumental Shining Star. If we're talking about the whole instrumental, including the acoustic and I'd say structure, but all in all, I do like the drums as well. I feel like the drums were definitely up there for sure. But let's go structure on this one. 100%. Let's go structure for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, absolutely fantastic, especially with the more like melodic style like this. I love when people just kind of like sprinkle in like a nice like decent auto tune, right? And this one is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Zero gripes with the vocal mix at all, especially for a first time submitting artist, right? Like for a first time submitting artist, like a vocal mix like this is awesome, 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 awesome. So nothing clashy, too overbearing. Drums come through nicely, vocals sit nice in the instrumental, so no real gripes with the vocal mix, right? Vocal Shining Star. I do like the flow and cadence and delivery, but I think writing and lyrics kind of tell a little bit of a deeper story here. So I think for writing and lyrics, definitely take the cake for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk about the official music video for Sorry. So I love the 480p choice here. You know, doing the intentional like old school kind of look was fantastic because the video is not low quality at all, but you can tell it's like creatively done. You know what I mean? So I love this a lot. And then overlaying the footage is fantastic too. Like absolutely fucking fantastic. And there's so many things I love about this video, right? The variety of shots, absolutely. The different angles, absolutely. But the thing that stuck out the most to me here was the fact that Ned is so comfortable on camera, right? You can obviously tell that this is not their first music video, right? So they're very, very comfortable on camera, which is fantastic. They don't look stiff. They don't like have like any like awkward shots in here or anything like that. So I think Ned did really, really good with that. And then just the variety of shots are fantastic. Like they went all out to film this for sure. I think the music video Shining Star though has to be the editing, the way that this is put together, and then like the intentional 480p, and kind of getting that old YouTube grimy look, especially in the underground, is so sick. You know what I mean? Really, really sick. So Shining Star, absolutely the editing, fantastic. Well done, my friend. Well done. That was a great first time submission from Ned the Koala. Per usual, thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, just like Music Mondays just did, because now they're only 6 subs away from 60s. Make sure you go show them some love on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you go follow Ned on Twitter as well. They're approaching 2.2K. They actually just hit 2K, so well done. Well done. Huge, huge shout out to the homie Ned. And again, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. I think we're only like 5 away, so make sure you go show the channel and these artists some love. Let's get it. You already have. Thank you. Got Sam's Raps in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Your submission tonight was fucking crazy, by the way. Welcome on in. I hope you're well. Okay. So we left off with the homie Ned. Up next is the homie Flux, actually. Wow, okay. Flux has been coming through with a good variety of submissions recently. Some vocals, some instrumentals, so you never really know what you're going to get with Flux, right? But a very, very talented multi-genre artist and producer, Flux, came through with a track titled The End. Definitely would be curious to hear your thoughts on this one, bro. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Always down. Absolutely always down. Appreciate it, man. I love that song. I love that song, too. I was like, holy shit. You guys fucking smashed that. Yeah. Wait till you see the reaction. It was great. It was great. Tagged Dance and EDM, huh? Okay. Love this cover. Love this cover. You guys know how I feel about the IRL shots. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got here. I'm down. Flux, The End. Let's go. It's gonna be gnarly. Oh man. Anyway, it's so great. the build up too. Like the build up is great. Wow. Great fucking structure. Holy shit. Literally perfect from start to finish. Literally perfect from start to finish. First of all, I love those types of instrumentals, right? Those are the type that I like to create the most. Um, but again, like the theme of tonight is less is more, and Flux literally took this and nailed it. Like fucking nailed it out of the park. So, obviously no vocals. So we're gonna talk about two things here. Talk about the instrumental. Talk about the overall theme of the end. So, instrumental mix, especially the drums, knocked it out of the park. Absolutely fantastic. Quality was good, levels were good. Nothing that even remotely stuck out to me as off-putting at all. Not really a shocker, right? Because Flux is very, very consistent when it comes down to their mix across the board, right? So, instrumental mix, fantastic. Not really a shocker, like I said, something I always want to point out in case anybody new is here, right? So, instrumental mix, absolutely on point. Instrumental Shining Star. I don't want to say drums, but at the same time, the structure's awesome. Like, really, really awesome. I love the build up in the middle, too. I kind of want to say structure, though, but the drums are gnarly, too. And then the melody. You definitely argue melody, too. Let's go structure on this one, for sure. I think structure really, really makes this instrumental pop, to me. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Like I said, at the beginning, these IRL covers are always a good play, especially for like a quick little single or something like that, right? And Flux did exactly that, and just slapped a black and white filter on it, and it looks fantastic. It's just one of those really great aesthetic shots, especially for an instrumental. Really solid, really, really solid. I just love the choice. You know what I mean? I might be a little biased here on this one because I do like these types of covers, but this one's fantastic. So love the choice, love the subtleness, but overall theme, the end, it does have like the end of like. The end of a story almost kind of feel, right? Especially with the melody. The melody brings that more closing chapter kind of feel, right? It's very interesting, like almost not necessarily like love, but it could be almost anything, right? So, fantastic, fantastic. With that said, huge shout out to the homie Flux. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Flux on SoundCloud, by the way. They're approaching 1.2K on the cloud. And of course, make sure you go follow Flux on Twitter as well. They're approaching 2.4 over there on the Bird app, so make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazzeroonies over on the channel. You already have. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Okay, up next would be the homie Laverius and TDG, but we've already reacted to them earlier in the show because they are Music Mondays Patreon, so make sure you go check out Laverius and TDG at the beginning of episode 262. Following that, up next is the homie Marco Pernice, a multi-genre, very, very talented producer, came through the track titled The King. It's been a couple weeks since we heard from the homie Marco, man, so I'm down to see what Marco's been up to. It's a brand new track as well from 2026. I'm down. January 16th, so literally brand spanking new. All right, let's get into it. Marco Pernice, The King. Wow. Okay. It's crazy. Wow. Fantastic. Love the instrumental as well. Well done. A little bit of spoken word in there. You don't really get too many Marco songs with vocals, so that was very interesting. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna talk about two things here because the vocals were a little bit scattered. More so spoken word, I would say, right? So we're gonna talk about two things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of the King. So, instrumental, fantastic. Love the mix on it. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing, or nothing that really kind of like stuck out to me as off-putting, right? I definitely think Marco does a really good job with their instrumentals, and especially being a live instrument-based instrumental can be very weird to mix. But I think Marco does a really good job for sure. So instrumental mix fantastic. Let's talk instrumental Shining Star. Probably the structure, especially in like a 4-minute track. I think the structure was fantastic on this one. I think the structure kind of takes the cake for sure. But the melodies are up there too. You could kind of argue either way, but I think the structure takes the cake on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. The King, a very simple, straightforward cover, right? Marco with his legendary guitar, and got Marco Pernice on the guitar, and then the King in the bottom right. Simple, straight to the point, very effective for a single. So definitely decent artwork here for sure. Overall theme, the King. Relatively speaking, about a king and some so many lines, of course, right? But I think Marco kind of hit the nail on the head instrumentally when it comes down to like a instrumental like fit for a king, or that sounds like a king. You know what I mean? Especially towards the end. I would say like the second half, right? So fantastic. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Marco Pernice. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Marco Pernice on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Marco Pernice on Twitter as well. They are quite literally approaching 1.5K. They're only a few away, so make sure you go show them some love in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Much love. Fucking get it, baby. You already have, thank you. Like I said. But up next is the homie Most Dope Kimon, our 2025 Music Mondays Artist of the Year. Congratulations again to the homie Kimon. And we actually just put out a brand new exclusive with Kimon as well on SoundCloud and YouTube, Celine Honor. So make sure you go show that some love too. But Kimon, being a fantastic and absolutely fucking talented hip hop artist, came through with a new EP titled Shush. I'm down. Now, I think we already reacted to one of these, I believe. I think it was track 2, I think. Or did we do Paint Her Face? I don't think we did we? Because I do remember this cover. Because I was like, dude, the selfie covers always work, right? But let's go with Paint Her Face. And then if we have reacted to it, we'll just go to track 2. But let's get into it. Most Dope Kimon, Paint Her Face. Let's go. Yeah, no, we definitely haven't.
Shot spree, wanna shot with me, yeah, rest on me, yeah, rest on me, hell yeah, baby bad, yeah, I'ma take her out, whoa, fast rest on me, about to take her out, hell, we got some motherfucking rats, baby, we can enjoy this shit, yeah, stand on my motherfucking lawn, baby, I'ma stand on my team, yeah, baby call me Big Papa, she said she do what I say, I got some rest on me, baby, we breaking the bank, my bitch she pretty as hell, still gon' paint her face. They like to live, so they're crazy. Put a dick in her stomach, she say she my lady. Put a dick in her stomach, she said I'm the greatest. I put on her hair, she said she can take this. I hit from the back, I'm beating the pussy up. Yeah, pop out with killers and pop out black truck with them sticks on us. My bitch she pretty as fuck, still gon' paint her face. You rats on me, yeah, cash on me. Still got a freak with me. Yeah, I wanna take my bitch. Sit on the shopping spree. We go Chanel, I got some baddies. Shopping spree, I wanna shop with me. Yeah, rats on me. Yeah, rats on me. Hell yeah, my baby bad. Yeah, I'ma take her out. Whoa, fast the rats on me. About to take her out. Hell, we got some motherfucking rats. Baby, we can enjoy this shit. Yeah, stand on my motherfucking lawn, baby, I'ma stand on my team. Yeah, baby call me Big Papa, she said she do what I say. I got the rest on me, baby, we breaking the bank. My bitch she pretty as hell, still gon' paint her face.
Let's go, man. Great way to start a project, by the way. It's a really good intro track, and the instrumental is crazy. Like it has a very it's like it like locks you in. You know what I mean? Like as soon as you hear the instrumental, you're like, oh wait, what is that? You know. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of Paint Her Face. So instrumental, love the choice. Again, Kimon has such a well curated selection of instrumentals for their song. It's just never it never ceases to amaze me, right? But I do love the choice from Kimon. The mix is solid, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely, vocals sit nice, levels were good, quality was good, as per usual, right? Kimon has a very consistent mix, especially when it comes down to their instrumentals. So that's definitely a plus, you know, because like we've just learned that they just keep it consistent, right? So something I always want to point out for anybody new here, right? So instrumental mix, like I said, solid. Instrumental shining star. Gotta be the melody, right? I think the melody is like what's like very like ear catching, you know? It really just catches the ear. So I think we're gonna have to go melody on this for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, fantastic. Kimon is a very consistent vocal mix, especially across all of their tracks, right? So not really a shocker there, but something I always want to point out for anybody new here. Like I said, levels are good, quality's good. Everything's really solid. It's just a really well-rounded track all around in terms of the mix, right? Like really fucking solid. So vocal mix definitely up there. Love the quality, love the levels. Vocal shining star. I mean, it's almost like Kimon's getting more comfortable with their flow as if they weren't enough already, which is pretty crazy to see. Like they're just getting more and more loose with it, and I feel like they're getting more and more comfortable with their delivery. So I think, not that they already aren't, right? But it's just getting more and more like effortless almost, you know, like it's getting more loose, and you can definitely tell. So, definitely, flow and cadence and delivery for sure. I think lyrics and writing are up there. I think flow and cadence and delivery takes a cake. So instrumental solid, definitely melody, vocal solid. Flow and cadence delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Love the IRL shot. You know how I feel about these covers, man. Like sometimes like a good IRL shot always does it justice, and you could even jazz it up and go a little bit further if you wanted to. But again, perfect for like a quick little 4-track EP, 100%. Sometimes it's just, these covers actually attract more people sometimes for some reason, just because it is an IRL cover, so. But always an artist preference thing at the end of the day, but aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, paint her face. I mean, Kimon definitely has a way with words when it comes to the shorties, right? And the relatively obvious theme there, but Kimon does a good job kind of like putting their spin on it and like kind of talking to you through their POV, right? Which I think is sick. It's a very like visually descriptive song, 100%. So, well done, my friend. Huge shout out to the homie Most Dope Kimon. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, by the way. Of course, make sure you go follow Kimon on Twitter as well. They are only 7 followers away from 30, so make sure you go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube. Of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Monday's YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love. Get it, baby. And if you already have, thank you, make it. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's see. So we left off the homie Kimon. Up next is the homie Jay Fur, a very, very talented hip-hop artist. Came through with a track titled Undisputed. I don't know how I haven't submitted this yet. I'm not sure either, my friend, but let's pop it open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. Oh, so we got a little short here. Okay. Hold up. Let's see what we got here. Official music video. Okay. So we got a little short version of this. Okay, bet. All right, so we got to make sure that we're full volume here. I think we can go full screen on this, can't we? On the shorts, I'm pretty sure you can. Unless yeah, no. That's the Boogeyman music video. Yeah, that's right. This is Undisputed by Jay Fur with Westgate Camp. Okay. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it.
Hey, yo. Shout out Jay Fur, man. Let me light this fucking joint right now. And nah, I ain't talking about myself.
I'm not talking about myself.
Jay Furman on the beat, bro.
You like this Jay?
Jay Fur on the verses.
That's good.
Hey, look. Gotta keep a lighter on me, man, these days are dark. Yeah, I want M&M's, can settle for no trailer park. Never. No skips, I'm undisputed, shadow Shannon Sharp. I'm in my prime, motherfucker, I just add the cart. Now I run around this game, call me Jackson Dart. Yeah,
holy
still
shit.
Quit, I gotta prove it, need to play my part. You know, picture painting with my words, say the pass from art. Finger painting after finger and to leave my mark. It gets graphic when I'm rapping, no parental locks. Now I ain't gassing on you rappers like a Cybertruck. And if I did, I'd be lying like I'm Amin Ra. And I ain't a casual, I don't treat the shit like la-di-da. When they hating on me, all I hear is blah, blah, blah. Try to take my style, no copy-paste template. Hungry motherfucker for these beats, I need like template. Give me that. Head feels better when you get it from my head case. Put her on cam, now she listening to Westgate.
Damn.
She listening to Westgate.
Hey, shout out to
Put her
Jay
on
Fur,
cam.
man.
Oh
Damn, do
shit.
your thing, man.
I fuck with you so much, I set myself aside until you left your burdens on me while you dealt with pride. So for me, you and peace could never coincide. I lost the essence of myself and couldn't grow a vine. Can't fully blame you, but without you, I'm not slow to rise. Found my way back to the lab and you've been notified. I drop a gem and wait to see who about to quote the line. These niggas always chasing money, but they broke inside. I'm in the dubs, but within, I'm really oceanside. Tripping out on shit I jotted, cause I wrote the line. I'm just a local, but exotic, trying to open minds. And trying to piece it all together after broken ties. I stay away from niggas thinking I don't know this vibe. Cause it ain't hard to see right through them like it's no disguise. I'm on the brink of something major, no more stolen shine. I'm back to work and bitch, I'm about to get some overtime. Yeah.
Oh,
Still to be happy about.
You're up too old.
Job's not finished.
job's not done.
Job finished?
Without the music, man.
I don't think so.
Without the music, man, I cut my
Fire
veins
quote.
vertical. Versus I get surgical. Open up for it, now the beat is my convertible. I heard Dr. Bird said that hating ass is curable. Damn, to be a miracle. I used to cut my Jordans from the Westgate. Now I'm out in Sacramento, chewing up a Westgate. Boston born
Fire.
baby, about 15 from Fenway. Hit me, motherfucker, every
Look.
move I make a check
From
pay.
South Shore to the dubs, ain't no lacking with us. Only connected one time, shit was actually clutch. So me and Fur locked locked in like we had to be cuffed. He sent the beat and then we killed it like it had to be touched. He from the state where Whitey Bulger had the mob on their toes. From the sticky green state where you can follow your nose. From the capital of Cali where the fake get exposed and still get held in high regard by the snakes and the hoes. Yeah.
What the fuck? Holy shit. Alright, I love this one. Big fan of this one for a few reasons, right? Obviously, me being from the East Coast, right outside of Boston, there's a lot of Massachusetts shout outs here. You know, there's just small stuff that, you know, only locals would understand, right? But they killed it. They killed it. This is a really great duo. I think I need like an EP of this, you know, because this is a good fucking duo right here. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of Undisputed. So, instrumental, love the choice. Brought by Jay Furman, not to be confused with Jay Fur. But the instrumental's fantastic. Love the choice. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing, or anything that like really kind of stuck out to me as like off. Right? I definitely think the instrumental mix is right where it needs to be. Levers are good, quality's good. Nothing that really, you know, I could like super gripe about. Right? Instrumental Shining Star. Samples up there. The drums give it a good bounce and keep the rhythm really nice. But I think you gotta go with the sample though. I mean, the sample's definitely up there, but the sample's perfect. It was very well utilized. Let's go with the sample on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely sample. Let's talk vocals again. Vocal mix knocked it out of the fucking park. Quality was fantastic for both Cam and Jay. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing, like I said. Everybody's vocals sat nice in the instrumental. Drums cut through nicely. Quality's good, levels are good. Nothing that really stuck out to me, you know. Everything we've reacted to from Jay Fur has been really, really solid when it comes down to the mixing department. So not really a shocker to me, but again, something I always want to point out for anybody new here, right? So vocal mix, absolutely fucking fantastic. Knocked out of the park, like I said. For both of them. Vocal Shining Star, on the other hand, the writing and lyrics, I think both of their pens were really fucking hot for this, right? And then there's flow and cadence and delivery, because that was fucking crazy too. But I think my gut's telling me writing and lyrics just because they both fucking killed it, 100%. So let's go writing and lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Love this visualizer for Undisputed, right? What a creative way to do it, but not have to like, you know, do too much with it, right? Just kind of make the cover art pop a little bit in the background, even with like the snow in the background. I think that's a good touch too. And then you have Jay and Cam on the cover, Undisputed, bottom mid, parental advisory, bottom left, by Jay Furman underneath the Undisputed title. So fantastic, you know, all around really great art. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Undisputed. I mean, quite literally in the title, Undisputed, right? Best of the best, and that's what they're declaring on this. And man, as a duo, they're fucking crazy. I will tell you that. I definitely just want to see more of this for sure. I feel like this is a really good duo, and there's some really untapped potential here. I feel like they almost like bring not the best out of each other, but you know, they almost make like each other like want to go harder, you know. But love this duo for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Jay Fur. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, by the way. Just like Music Mondays already is. They're only 4 subs away from 190, so make sure you go show them some love over there on YouTube. And of course, make sure you go follow Jay on Twitter as well. They are approaching 1.2K on the Bird app. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you at Music Mondays. Alrighty, my friends. Let's see here. So, up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented producer, designer, writer, editor, videographer, all the above. Offspring has came through with a new upload titled Changer. Now, recently, their submissions have been fucking insane, so I have no doubt that this will kind of keep the pace going, if you will, right? But Offspring's submission last week was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely down. Hold on, let's see here. Let's go 720. Let's get some full volume in here. Let's go full screen. Let's get into it. Offspring Mysterious Changer. Go. Great thumbnail. No matter what. I don't know why. That melody just kind of reminded me of that. I don't know why. The fire in the hot dog is hilarious. Like, what up? His ringtone is his own music. That's hilarious. Well, I mean, for the upload anyway. Denver on once two sides of Sanchez and Large Orange. Holy shit. He's like, bruh. One's starting off hot already. Like, hell yeah. Four hours late. Oh, no shit. Food POV. Hell yeah. I guess the order's probably wrong. What the fuck? Just headphones? That's crazy. He's like, yo. That is crazy, bro. Fuck. Like, bruh. W transition there. Wonder whatever happened to the omelets. Walking view. The fuck? What the fuck? No, this is go. Like, what the breaking the oh my god.
First, I got the money in the bank. 3 cups now, sipping
What
on
the
a drink. Post up with my bros, so we gang. Post up with my bros, you can hang. When the time comes, look at who's a fool now. Talking shit, making you look like a damn clown. I be counting on checks, I don't feel down. I be counting on checks, I don't feel down. I feel so great, something's gotta change. Why you acting so strange right now? It's not something I hold you for, but believe me, it hurts when you walk out that door. You got me past up.
The walking is hilarious.
Me that we gotta be this way. It doesn't help that my head is at war and overthinking everything I say. I don't feel down. There's money coming
Fire.
in, but I feel proud. I'm saying that, and that's what we about. And it's breaking my heart, but I act like it's nothing. Can I make you mine?
Transitions are awesome.
Just whether this time of day you ignore my cries and every little thing that I try to say. First, I got the money in the bank. 3 cups now, sipping on a drink. Post up,
The TD is that was great, bro. The TD was great.
when the time comes, look at who's a fool now. Talking shit, making you look like a damn clown. I be
Oh. The way it just cuts is hilarious. Holy shit. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, right. Walks in there. Like, there's nothing in it. Gone. Fuck. Oh, he's pissed. Like, later. What a great shot. Great shot. That was awesome. I like this one a lot. This one was fun. A little fade out. For sure. Well done. Well done. This one was fun. It was a good follow-up to the last music video, right? Because Offspring submissions recently have just been fucking fantastic. Like, knocking them out of the park. And this one's kind of tough, too, because I love the editing on it, but I think the concept is also the shining star, right? I was thinking about it, you know, more towards the end, and I was like, man, the shining star really is tough on this one, because for one, I like the concept, right? I thought the concept was hilarious. And then the editing is definitely up there, for sure. I'm kind of torn between the two, though. But Offspring, like the small stuff with the fire, like that was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious. So I think we're gonna go with editing on this one, but you could argue the concept because I thought the concept was good too. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, by the way. They're only 5 subs away from 250. And of course, make sure you go follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter as well. They're only 9 followers away from 820. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube reload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Money's YouTube channel if you haven't already. Approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazzes over there on the channel. So make sure you show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. We already have. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. All right, my friends. Let's get right back into it. So we left off with the homie Offspring Mysterious. Up next is the homie Saint Wave, a very talented hip-hop artist. Saint Wave has came through with Domain Expansion. It's been a couple weeks since we heard from Saint Wave. They had a lot of crazy recent drops that we've reacted to over the last couple months, right? But like I said, this week they came through with Domain Expansion. Let's go over to SoundCloud. Let's pop over to the cloud here. All right, 6 days ago, so brand spanking new. Let's see here. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Saint Wave, Domain Expansion. Let's go. Brand spanking new. Off the press.
Time again. I'm back where I began. You fool me once, you fool me twice. And I'll be damned if it happen again. If this ain't sunshine and clear skies, this is dark times and hard nights. I'll be alive. Wow. Dalmatian put a coward in the spotlight. Hotter on the timeline, like a hoe in limelight. I was cool with bro till he lost sight. It was all love till he lost his mind. Forgiveness is a bitch and I lost mine. I'm just nice, it's quick math. But you doing tricks
wait for a cosign, still ain't make a move like the coastline. I seen it all before, sharpen all my swords, but nothing fills the void. Life fills the room like a miracle, so I gotta go, gotta hit the road. Time and time again, I'm back where I began. You fool me once, you fool me twice, and I'll be damned if it happen again. If this ain't sunshine and clear skies, this is dark times and hard nights.
That line is so sick.
I'll be alive.
Fantastic. Very well put together. Got the slowed and reverb version at the end too. I like this. I like this. Fantastic. Wow. That was quite the ride too, I will say. Alright, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Domain Expansion. Let's talk instrumental. So the instrumental is fantastic. It has a blend of styles and genres, right? But I just love the choice. The mix is really, really solid. Nothing that really stuck out to me that was like off-putting. I love the sound selection as well. Saint Wave sounds great on it. No real gripes with the instrumental at all, you know, and it's very creative too, right? It's blending a lot of different sounds, which I really, really enjoyed. But yeah, mix is good, quality's good, level's good, nothing like super clashy or anything that like jumped out at me, right? So, instrumental mix fantastic. Instrumental Shining Star. I'm kind of leaning towards structure. I do love the structure, but the drums are up there too. Like I said, I love the sound selection. But I think the structure is fantastic for 2 minutes, right? Like it's a very entertaining structure for 2 minutes. So yeah, let's go structure on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, fantastic. I think Saint Wave sounds fucking awesome on this instrumental. And you know, again, Saint Wave being, you know, an artist that kind of dives into multiple genres that we've seen here on the show. We get that here, but it's almost like the whole package, right? And the vocal mix is very much a big part of that. I think Saint Wave fucking nailed it. Again, nothing super clashy to overbearing or anything that like really kind of threw me off, to be honest with you. And again, levels were good, quality was good, so I think vocal mix kind of like hit the nail on the head here for sure, without a doubt. So, vocal mix very solid. Vocal Shining Star. This one's kind of tough. Because I do like the writing and lyrics, but the flow and cadence and delivery is fucking crazy. I think the flow and cadence and delivery is really, really good. Yeah, let's go flow and cadence and delivery, man. My gut's just saying that, but you could definitely argue writing and lyrics on this. For sure you could. So, instrumental solid. Definitely the structure. Vocal solid. Definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Again, love the cover. I love how, like, the more you look at it again, the more you do see, but it gets darker and darker the lower you go in the photo, you know? So it's a very interesting type of cover. And it's definitely very catching to the eye. And perfect for a single too. I feel like these decorations on the ceiling here really, really like make this pop. And then Domain Expansion in the middle, which I thought was really solid as well. So perfect for a single, right? So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Domain Expansion. I mean, you could kind of take this in a couple different ways. This isn't really one where I'd like deep dive into a theme. This is one where you definitely gotta like just enjoy Saint Wave as an artist and kind of appreciate what they did on this track, right? Because it's one of those ones where, you know, the first listen definitely will have you hooked, but also like it makes you want to go deeper in Saint Wave's bag and see what else they have, right? So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Saint Wave. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud just like Music Monday just did. They are only 10 followers away from 470. And of course, make sure you go follow Saint Wave on Twitter as well. They're only 2 followers away from 900. That's a W fucking milestone. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the Music Mondays YouTube re-upload per usual. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all the good jazz over there on the channel. Per usual. And yeah, so make sure you go subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. And much love to everybody that already has. You guys are amazing. Jujutsu Kaisen inspired. I got you. I got you. That's fire. See, like, I don't know, like, some people might not even, that would just, like, go right over so many people's heads if they're kind of, like, not tapped in, right? But, well done, my friend. Absolutely well done. Up next would be the homie Ghost, but we already reacted to Ghost earlier in the show, so make sure you go show Ghost some love per usual. And of course, last but certainly not least, Lil Teflon, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, came through with a track titled Thinking of You. It's been a while since we heard from Lil Teflon, man. I don't think we've reacted to them in 2026 yet, so this will be exciting. This will definitely be exciting. Thank you, sir. No, thank you. Thank you for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Thank you. So let's see here. I'm down. Let's get into it. Been a while since we heard from the homie Teflon. Thinking of You. Let's go. Wow, cover's pretty crazy. Wow. Lots of samples tonight.
Sitting here and I'm thinking all about you, baby girl, you so amazing. Starving for your love and it's you that I'm craving. Feeling in your body, she like, boy, why you playing? Girl, you got my heart racing and sometimes I just don't know where to start. Even if the lights is off, we gon' shine in the dark. Lift you up when you down, I'm just doing my part. Baby, you deserve it all, cause you really my heart. You the baddest, better yet, you the whole package. Me and you together forever, creating magic, no static. Turn around, baby, let me grab it. Know you love music, so I'm turning on the classics. I'm the type to do what you like. We don't need a club, baby, this is a special night. Enjoy this very moment, all we got is one life. Love the way you dress, girl, you looking real nice. I'm thinking long term, I'ma make you my wife. They can say it's wrong, but to me it's only right. And before I leave, she will hug me real tight. She tell me to be safe and it's gonna be alright. Shirley so intelligent and she real bright. She made me wanna come up with lyrics and just write. Take you out a couple of times, I just might. Baby, pack your bags, we about to catch a flight. Take you to the top, know I had to shoot my shot. I knew you was the one when I met you on the block. We can make it last and we can never stop. Ain't no the haters straight, tell them Kid Rocks. We could splurge in the shops and chill on the docks. You was always there even when I wasn't hot. This is our time, baby girl, check the clock. No one could break us up, cause we got this shit on lock.
Fire. What? Everybody loves a good love song once in a while, man. Fire. Well done. I like this one a lot. Holy shit, man. Lil Teflon back in action, baby. Fantastic. Dropped a couple days ago, actually, on the 21st. Well done. Well done. Much to talk about here. Much to talk about. This was fantastic. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, talk about the overall theme of the Thinking of You. So, instrumental, love the choice for something like this. It still has that R&B sort of flavor to it, but mainly has that good hip-hop sauce as well. So it's a good mix, you know, it's a perfect instrumental for this type of subject, right? So I love the choice. Instrumental mix, fantastic. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Nothing that really like kind of griped me out. You know what I mean? I love the instrumental mix on this for sure, especially with the intro and outro. I thought that was awesome. So no real gripes on the instrumental mix. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, might just be the structure, because the drums are in here keeping up the it just adds a little bit more flavor to it, right? So it's not like completely an emotional type of instrumental. I think the drums are a good thing, but I think structure kind of takes the cake for me, for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, fantastic. Lil Teflon has had a very consistent vocal mix throughout. Every time we've reacted to them, right? Levels are good, quality's good. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing. Vocals sit nice on the instrumental. Drums definitely cut through nicely. So no real gripes on the mix on this one for sure. I definitely don't have any gripes at all. No way. Like I said, quality's good, levels are good, so super solid. And Teflon has a really solid natural voice, and of course, depending on the styles and whatnot, you don't want to go too crazy for with mixing, I should say, right? So, vocal mix solid, vocal shining star. Got to be the writing, right? I mean, writing and lyrics. Although the flow and cadence and delivery, you could argue that too, but I think writing and lyrics take the cake on this one for sure. So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure, vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Love this cover. Love this cover. Simple but straight to the point. You know, like the Stairway to Heaven, except it's actually love. You know what I mean? Parental advisory, bottom mid, little Teflon in the middle too. So, love it. And it's one of those ones where the more you look at it, the more details you see, right? So, love the aesthetic, absolutely. Overall theme, thinking of you, right? Everybody's kind of been there when it comes to their girls, their partners, whatever, right? When it comes down to relationships, and like sometimes, a lot of artists use music to talk about their emotional feelings, especially sadness, right? But also, um, um, Lil Teflon also really came through and was more on the positive side of this, right? So, I think it goes both ways as an artist. You should definitely like express love or express whatever emotion you're kind of thinking at the time, right? And I think Teflon did a really good job with this, because like I said, everybody likes a good love song once in a while, and then like sometimes you're just in a good spot in your relationship as to where you just can't, like even Teflon like said it in the song, like I'm just motivated to write. Like so, well done, well done. I like this one a lot. That's how you do it. Per usual, huge shout out to Lil Teflon. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Lil Teflon on Twitter as well. They are only 3 followers away from 610. So make sure you go show them some love in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 340 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. All right, my friends, let's close it out. Let's show some love. Let's get some shout outs and all that good jazz. That does conclude tonight's submissions. You guys fucking came through with the stack tonight. Fantastic. First off, I want to shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are fucking wonderful. Even if you just came through tonight and lurked and chilled, I appreciate you. We got Ghost coming through with a Twitch Prime for 13. Thank you so much, my friend. Much, much love. And then, of course, huge shout out to Saint Wave. Huge shout out to TDG. And everybody else that lurked and chilled, man. I appreciate you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, per usual, let's give some shout outs to everybody that did submit tonight. You guys are fucking wonderful. Huge shout out to the homie Sam's Raps, Brayden, Jordan, Romeo, Ned, Flux, Lavarius, TDG, Marco Pernice, Most Dope Kimon, Jay for Offspring Mysterious, Saint Wave, Ghost, and the homie Lil Teflon, and of course all of our Music Mondays Patreons that did submit tonight. The homie Jordan, the homie Lavarius, TDG, and the homie Ghost. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you guys for subscribing to the Music Mondays Patreon. You guys are awesome, man. And of course, you can find this episode tonight on the Music Mondays Patreon. And then, of course, this will be available on all audio platforms this Thursday as well. And if you want to submit for episode 263, submissions do go live February 3rd. So make sure you follow us on socials at All Music Mondays, wherever you're at. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good jazz are available everywhere. So make sure you go drop us a follow on your preferred social media. But per usual, I stream 5 to 6 days a week, so make sure you come through and come kick it with the kid. We're doing some speedrunning stuff, watch party jazz, lots of YouTube stuff. We're just kicking it, man. So make sure you come through and come chill with the kid. And of course, we'll be live next week for episode 263 of the Music Mondays podcast, per usual. So, with that said, follow, subscribe below. Everything links below. All my socials, all the good jazz is linked down below. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. And I'll see you tomorrow for a regular stream. And we'll see you next week for episode 263.